Something was unplugged. Let's see if it comes up. Testing, 1, 2, testing. I wasn't muted, I was unplugged. That's weird. There we go. Are you catching sound now? That's funny. I went into my settings and it was recognizing the... I'm just going to go in again and make sure it's on. Yep, it says it's picking up my sound. There we go. Good morning, everybody. So, not muted this morning. I was apparently unplugged. My whole soundboard was unplugged. I should do a check on that. Went off the show. Thanks, Rudy. Kids probably did it. No, we were down here shifting all kinds of things around. I was doing some tattooing down here, and we had to shift a bunch of cords around. We had to clean everything. When you do tattooing, you've got to do the airborne, bloodborne virus contamination thing. So everything's got to get scrubbed down and washed down and all this stuff wrapped in plastic and this and that. So somewhere along the way, I think when we were shifting big lights around for the tattooing, we had to, something got unplugged. So it's been a rather quiet week. Anything going on I missed? Not that I know of, Professor. Just a quiet week. And I'll be very honest and say, haven't been feeling good lately. And it wears on me mentally. And so I will, allay any fears out there. I've had all kinds of tests done for all the junk I've got going on. And all my docs come back and say, you're fine. Blood work's fine. This is fine. That's fine. Maybe you're not sleeping enough. Or maybe your sleep is too disrupted or something like that. But, the U.S. had an election. I saw that, Rapid Dog. I was actually part of that. I actually did my part and I voted. And let's see. I have had, as you all know, I've told this story in story form many times, but I broke something in my lower back when I was in the Marine Corps, which was 1984. So that was 40 years ago. And they told me as long as I kept the muscles good, I would be fine. They didn't want to do invasive surgery on it. And I saw an orthopedic surgeon, yada, 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 yada. All I was told was keep that in shape, keep your muscles in shape. You might not experience much until you start getting older. So I guess I'm getting older, as I've said before, because my lower back has been giving me a lot of problems where that break is. And it's funny how I've heard people with back problems. I'm never going to be one of those people with back problems. I'm just not going to go there. I'm not going to do that. I'll fight it. But this is one that it depends on what side. Sometimes it hits me on the right above the hip, sometimes on the left above the hip. And so it's been a rough week. And with that hurting the way it does, it kind of goes all the way through you. I feel it in the front side. And then I you don't feel good. You don't feel like standing up and walking around. I certainly don't feel like exercising or stretching, even though sometimes, you can do just a little stretch, like even that feels good at my desk. So it was a little slower week as a result. And by the time I hit the end of the day and want to do radio, I'm just like, and since we're not formally on a radio station right now, it's a podcast, I tend to let it slip. Raini will say, "Aren't you doing radio tonight?" And I'll say, "No." Yeah, rapid dog chair yoga. I've got a whole routine with that. I've also got my Nordic track. I don't have any weights in the house, but I'm trying to do, natural weight lifting, as if you will, quote unquote. The exercises where you work your muscles that way. And chair yoga is good, yeah. And it's hit my sciatic nerve because what's busted 6 vertebrae up. I busted off one of those little spurs on the, I don't even know what to call them. You'd think I'd know after 40 years. It cracked it, and so it allows that disc to slip in, which causes a sciatica. And sometimes it'll hit me on the right. So it's been on the left for like 2 weeks. Calisthenics. Yeah. I do jumping jacks every day. No, I don't. But I do have my yoga mat out in front of the bed, and then I'll sit down. I'll do some yoga stretching, stuff like that. All that to say, I didn't want to get into that too deep, other than to say, if you were looking for the radio show this week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Intrepid Radio, that was why I was absent. I took the whole week and just didn't do shit. So it was tough sitting here at the desk doing my work, which is computer work, computer illustration, computer design. I've got paintings to finish for clients and things like that. So it's just been a rough week in that respect. So an inversion board, I could probably use an inversion board, hang all that stuff upside down. Maybe I'll get a little of my height back that's been lost over the last 10 years. So Tai Chi, says Professor Bauer, and inversion techniques will make you feel 20 years younger. Can we go for 30? 20 years younger. Let's see, that put me at 44. See, now Raini is 44, but she's feeling it. She's feeling stuff. She's like, oh, yeah. Is this early menopause? Is it this? Is it that? And I go, no, you're not going through menopause. Come on. Let's, how you doing? And so there's all kinds of exercise, folks. So Bauer says, I was the production manager for Gravity Guidance back in 83. Been an avid user since, highly recommended. Avid user of Tai Chi. Yeah, see? Maybe that was more Tongan in there. I don't know. So, yeah, I got to do something. So, not making excuses, but my week, I could have announced it at the beginning of the week and said, I'm not doing radio this week. Mostly because I get to the end of my day, which starts between 4 and 5 a.m., and I'm just done. I am baked, and not in the good way. And so, yeah, Kwai Chang Kane. That's me. I am. It is time for a flashback. Thank you, JP. That's Kwai Chang Kane, Kane. Just a typo, unless you were just making fun there. I don't know. Inversion bed started Tai Chi in the 90s. Moving meditation, highly recommended. So there it is. As soon as you can carry this searing hot kettle with your forearms, you will be ready to leave us. Yes, master. Walk the rice paper without leaving a trace. That was one of my favorite TV shows in the 1970s with the late David Carradine. So it's sad the way he left the planet a few years ago. Strangled himself to death accidentally in some kind of sexual thing. So it's grasshopper. Grasshopper. As fast as you can, snatch the pebbles from my hand. So, gonna pick up that cauldron there, grass. Cauldron, that's the word I was looking for, and I said pot. Yeah, Kung Fu, the legend continues. It was a good one. I didn't see that one. Confucius say, man who stand on toilet is high on pot, says Professor Bauer. Anybody... No, I don't even know how I was going to phrase that question. If you haven't seen Kung Fu, it came out in the 70s, probably 74 or 75 is my, maybe a little earlier. It was an excellent series. Not every show was phenomenal, every episode. There were some dogs in there, but it was very well done. So. So there you go. That was my last week. My last week was not Kung Fu. I did not walk rice paper without leaving a trace. I had a bitter battle, which is still going on, with the right left side of my back just above the hip bone. It'd be like you'd almost say, well, is that your kidney? Well, not quite. It's in there. So I've gone to see a chiropractor a couple of times to try to work things back into position. So far it's not working. So it hasn't done anything yet. Rapid Dog, I've not had television for 10 years. Well, hey. What do you use for entertainment and news? Internet, probably. Internet. Yeah, you can watch anything you want on the internet. We've got TV because we've got 3 kids. We don't have cable TV anymore. It's cable gone the way of the dodo. I mean, seriously, who's got cable TV anymore? Everybody I know does what we do. We got rid of cable 8 years ago, maybe, and we started doing the add-ons. You know, we had Netflix. At first, we had all those different... Now we've got just a few channels we watch. We got the Disney Channel. The kids like Disney. I like some of the stuff on Disney. You can go to the Disney Channel, find all your Nat Geo shows and all of that. Hopefully they'll all become a little less woke nowadays in the upcoming year or two. Things will flip around, I hope. What else do we have? We have, I like Paramount Plus because I like to watch Star Trek. I like Star Trek Strange New Worlds with Captain Pike and Spock and all of them. I like to watch that show. So I'll pay, I think it's $6 a month to get that. We have a couple of channels. I have Amazon Prime that we watch, and you can get all the add-ons on Amazon Prime. It's so weird, and we know it's all a financial thing, but you know, you join Amazon Prime and you pay $11 a month for that or whatever it is. And then you go, oh, I want to watch that thing as you're scrolling through. Then you find out you got to subscribe to that channel, which is carried by Amazon Prime. And so you're constantly, it's like, let's just watch what we don't have to pay extra for. Kalina says Peacock is good. Raini watches Peacock with the kids. They were up just now watching a movie, all of them. So I wish I could get her down here, or at least on her computer, calling in. So Sunday Morning with Scotty and Raini actually remains Sunday Morning with Scotty and Raini. I said, I can take your name off the marquee if you'd like. Trying to get her here some mornings because her weeks are so busy is ridiculous. And Sunday morning, she's just out of it. And so they get up, she and the girls, and they all go, and it's almost like making a big fluffy bed on the sofas in the living room, and they all sit and watch movies on Sunday morning. So there you go. Rapid Dog, you got no movie theater in your town either. Yeah, we don't have one in our town. We're too small. But the next town over, 6-minute drive from here, they had one, and it was one of those dollar, I don't even remember the last price we paid. Instead of $9 to $10 a ticket, it was like $2.50 or something like that. And that closed down a few years ago now. The theater's still there. The last movies they shown are still up on the marquee with half the letters falling off. And that's too bad. That'd be kind of a fun little thing to own, huh? My house is full of testosterone, says Kalina. Yeah, my son, my 15-year-old, he's got a couple of his friends over. How they all sleep in that bedroom of his, I don't know. They're strewn all over the floors and mats and blankets and pillows. You peek and you go, oh, yee. Smells like teenager in here. So, and you avoid it. So, how many of you, let me ask, because I was thinking about this morning, how many of you feel underappreciated? Or we could say underappreciated. How many of you have that feeling like, I do everything around here? I'm the one who holds this together and does that and I earn the money, I wash the dishes, I do the floors, I do the laundry, I do the, smells like teen spirit. I wouldn't call it teen spirit, teen musk. Or must, whatever it is. Not me, says Rapid Dog. You don't feel underappreciated? Rapid Dog, do you live alone? So, I wanted to talk about this. I was reading somebody's article, a guy named Daniel Cordaro, and he was writing about what if we pursued contentment rather than happiness. Now, I look at that sometimes and I say there are days I feel goddamn underappreciated and discontent for as easygoing a guy as I am. What's that? It was a cheap opportunity for some Nirvana-related dad jokery. What did I miss? I missed something. So, Bauer said, not after the election. Those that complained have shut up. Those who heard the truth from me for more than 30 years and asking questions now. I love the way you said that, Bauer. That sounded very Rush Limbaugh. You can turn off your minds and just tune in to me. I will give you the truth. You don't have to go anywhere else. I've been telling the truth for 30 years now, and if you've missed it, well, go back and listen to my past shows. Oh, Smells Like Teen Spirit was a Nirvana song. Oh, gotcha. I didn't care about Nirvana. I heard their songs and I go, who's that? Somebody would say, oh, that's Nirvana. I go, oh, okay. I was just never into them. And that's funny. I was never into groups and music for some reason. I could recognize some. I liked Hall & Oates when they were out. And now we're talking the 80s and the 90s. I tended to listen to things like Narada, which was a music, not a group, but a company that would put out the new age music, instrumental type of stuff. That's what I listened to because I was always working on my art stuff, and I wasn't into. I was never into um harder rock or most of the current music were things that I didn't listen to all that much. And I'd say the last time I did was when I was married the first time. And when we were divorced, I just moved on to other things, musically, so to speak. And, but, I liked all the old standards when I was in high school and college. That'll date me. It was, Elton John, Boston. Who else did we listen to? A little Led Zeppelin. Things like that. And beyond that, I never really got into it. And even though I'm straight as they come, I like show tunes. So I was always into show tunes. I was always into theater and acting. I liked those kind of things. It's where, I knew all the songs to Camelot before I even understood that it was a play. That was in my middle school days. I had Pink Floyd. There you go. Pink Floyd. The Eagles, obviously. Yeah, the list can get longer and longer and longer here of all the music. ELO, some. And not to your participation there, Kalina, but sometimes. So then I started getting into, as you know, things like Raini Irish and Scottish music. Those are the kinds of things that was mostly instrumental. I listened in the mid 90s and onward. I listened to a lot of Gaelic Irish music, and I loved it. Didn't always understand it. Never understood it until I went to find out what the words meant. But that's what I got into, and that's what I listened to. And every now and then I'll catch a good song that I like. And I'm the kind of person, if I hear a song that I like, I'll play that thing over and over and over again, and I will wear it out. Just listen to it over and over because I want to feel the emotion that brings, or the feeling I get off of the words. There's when I was a kid, actually in grade school, my mom had the LP album for West Side Story, the original motion picture, which I don't remember when that came out, mid 60s. Somebody check that for me, with Natalie Wood as Maria, and I can't remember the guy's name. I think he's still alive, who played Tony in that. And I would listen to that album. I thought, what is this? And I played it on my little record player in my bedroom, and 33 speed LP. And I would listen to those songs. Some of them I liked, some of them I didn't like, for the tone of the music. But I was always drawn in, maybe it's empathically, into the passion or the ethos of the way a certain song was written. Yeah, Rita Moreno was in that too. A boy like that, he'll cause you trouble. That was one of her songs. So I enjoyed that. And going through my mind, I was doing dishes this morning, doing the pots and pans from the last couple of days, sitting in stacks on the stove. Like some movie scene, I walk into the kitchen and the low light from the stove light casting like noir shadows from the stacked pots and pans with dried on whatever was cooked in them dripping down the sides and drying in place. So I did all the pots and pans this morning, and I going through my head that song Somewhere. Now, it's been made famous by other people, but I always liked the original from the musical better than anybody's redo of that song. Now, call me boring, call me old, call me weird, whatever you want to call me. My music tastes, that's where they lie. And if I really want to feel music, like if I'm really, some people will turn on, whatever hard rock, acid rock. You want to, or think of the old bands like, like Pink Floyd, or people will turn that on and they let that carry them away. And I would turn on things like, and I'd have it blaring when I was driving, back from and this is a long time ago now too, back from the 90s, late 90s, Braveheart. I would play the soundtrack from Braveheart, and it would just be blaring when I'd roll up, and things like that. I liked that kind of music. I liked 61 was when West Side Story came out. Thank you, Scott Allen, and welcome to the show, by the way. And by the way, I put out a call if anybody from my TikTok page wants to come on over and join the chat room this morning. I told them that I would put them up first in line if we start doing some readings, just a single card reading type of thing, maybe even a 3-card reading. So we might get to some of those today. So if you are calling in or at least joining the chat room from the TikTok, I'm going to give you preferred status today. So if you come in. Scott Allen says, as a kid, I wore out the Star Wars soundtrack. Yeah, me too. I remember, I don't know when you or what year you're talking, but when I was in college, 1980 and 81, I would play the Star Wars soundtracks all the time. When I was doing artwork or when I remember laying out on top of my car in my mom's driveway, because I had dropped out of college, and I came home and I spent the first couple of weeks doing jack shit, and I would go lay in the sun on top of my car, leaned up against the windshield, the towel under me, of course, and I'd play the Star Wars soundtrack. Rapid Dog says, my first LP purchase was Grand Funk Live. There you go. Now, see, I couldn't even tell you, out of the blue, I would not recognize a Grand Funk song. Maybe I would. Try me. But Amy Winehouse says, Susie Q, Collective Soul, Steve, Earl Copperhead Road. Steve Earl Copperhead Road. Here we go. Robert Earl Keane, Front Porch. There you go. So I don't even know what that one is. So, but I liked West Side Story. I liked all those musicals. I learned songs when I was a kid. I'm talking a grade school kid listening to. My mom had an album called, I don't know if it had the address 22 Baker Street or if it was just Baker Street. It was a musical done on Broadway about Sherlock Holmes. Yes, they've done a musical on everything. And it had an older actor who is no longer with us, Fritz Weaver, played the role of Sherlock Holmes. But there was a song I remembered from that forever because I listened to it so much. It starts off, it's talking dialogue, but it's done in this, it's a musical. And somebody's visiting Holmes. And Holmes says, sit down, my dear Captain Gregg, or is it Lieutenant? And he said, Captain, Lieutenant, what makes you think I'm in the army at all, for that matter? And then the music starts, and Fritz Weaver, who's not a singer, says, come, your profession isn't hard to perceive, your manner, your bearing, the very clothes you're wearing, that handkerchief tucked in your sleeve, a military custom, I believe, and of course you're an officer. Sandust, am I right? And you're too young for a major, and so I should gauge you're a captain. He goes, well, I'll be quite. He goes, sir, I'm surprised. And he says, you show surprise, and yet the facts are there before your very eyes? And the chorus was, it's so simple, so bloody simple. If you learn not just to see, but to observe, put your brain to work, not just the optic nerve. When you put your mind to rest, when you put your mind to test, you'll find out that all the rest is oh so simple, absurdly simple. And Watson chuckled, "Oh, how did you figure that out, Holmes?" And he says, "Well, the same way I know you sent a telegram today." He says, "What?" He says, "You did send a telegram." He goes, "Yes, but how?" And he says, "Your problem is a woman, right?" He says, "Well, yes, but how?" He goes, "First, dear Watson, if you would please examine the heel of your slipper, you'll note a trace of clay there, the color of a kipper. That hue is my clue, and it makes this case complete, for such clay is only found where they're digging up the ground at the doorway to the post office on Whitmore Street. Now, as for you, sir, as far as I can see, the reason for your nervousness can only be one of three, either a mortal threat or a very pressing debt, or the utterly inhuman machinations of a woman who is possibly toying at destroying your career. Is it she, or money, or terror brings you here? Now, from your bravery tonight, it would surely appear that if it's anything at all that isn't violence you fear, and you gave that old poor beggar so much money that it's clearly the last alternative. And positive I am when I say, cherchez la femme. So there you go. See, all of that, you know where that comes from? Listening to that bloody album when I was 7, 8, 9 years old. I listened to it so many times. Why did that appeal to me? I don't know. But it's still in my brain. And that's all extemporaneous. It's just off the top of my head. And he goes, "So what? So what that you know that shit?" Well, does it mean anything? 221B. Thank you, Scott Allen. I couldn't remember. I was mixing it up with Room 222, the series about a school teacher back in the 60s. So I couldn't possibly list all the music I listened to, says Susie Q. Yeah. So, yeah, CCR, I listened to some of them. See, you just jog my memory a little bit, and I can come up with some of it. Kalina is going to drop off. She needs to call her sister in Switzerland. Tell her, stay neutral. How's the bank? So, yeah, there's that. There's all of that. But contentment. Starting to talk about contentment. Maybe, and I started by asking, does anybody here feel as if you're underappreciated? Meaning the things that you do, are they appreciated? Are the things you do, are they underappreciated and you're more criticized for the things you don't get to, or the things that you're not so good at, or the things that aren't working so well? And I hear a lot of this from people, and I also hear about the election, how discontented people are. And, you know, there's only every now and again these days where I want to spout off about something. Somebody was saying on a post I saw last night, talking about, I can't believe how you all voted for this guy because he's the rapist, he's the this, the that, and the other. And I said, well, let's break that down, shall we? And I wrote several paragraphs and thought, oh, it's done. And I wrote way too much, but I put it up anyway. It was on my sister's posts. And so if you're listening, if you haven't seen it, you can go read it. But I said, look, I see a lot of discontented people, but their discontent comes from not really knowing what actually happened, spouting off things that they're told to spout off, things they're told to believe. How much of your discontent sprouts because the world isn't really like what we thought we were told it was supposed to be? So what if we pursued contentment rather than happiness? Are we underappreciated? That's one thing that led me to think about, what do you do when you feel underappreciated? Maybe we'll start with that. Underappreciated. I got 7 things to do when you're feeling underappreciated. It's tough. Life is tough when you feel underappreciated. Maybe if the vote didn't go your way, the election, Maybe you're feeling underappreciated, or at least not listened to, or not heard, or though you're being taken for granted. Let's move that into like home life or office life or whatever. You feel taken for granted. Helping a friend move, making a special dinner for your wife or your loved ones takes a lot of time and energy, and when people don't seem to notice, you might feel as though your efforts are overlooked and undervalued. And I was, for instance, the reason this popped into my head, I'm up there and I'm washing pots and pans, and all the dishes. And as you've heard me bellyache on this show before, when I get on in a mood and I'm talking about the way things run around my home, I have for at least 5 to 7 years now told my kids especially, when you eat off of a dish, go rinse it. Rinse it off so it looks clean. Stack it on the side of the sink. And I, or whoever's turn it is to do dishes, don't have to spend an hour scrubbing them. Because, especially, what kills me is cereal, breakfast cereal. They'll have a bowl of breakfast cereal, and I'll set it off to the side of the sink without rinsing it. Well, sometimes Fruity Pebbles could be used to glue together the stones on the pyramid. If you get them wet and let them dry. So you got to take implements. You can't even soak that stuff off. And so what's it doing to your stomach? But I tell them, look, everybody, rinse your dish when you're done. Rinse your dish every day. Hey, if you don't rinse your dish, you get to wash all these dishes by hand. That will be the consequence. Whatever. Take any scenario you want and plug it in. Spock would say there are 7,932 variables of that. And maybe there are. So I do the dishes mostly because I want it done, and I want it done right. When my kids finally get around to doing their chore, which there's another whole plethora of you will do your chore or else scenarios in this house. Yeah, get a dog to pre-wash the dishes. There you go. Sometimes you just put them in the cabinet when they're done. There's nothing left on it. It's not even a scent on it anymore. My dog will lick the dish until, a half hour later. And you're like, hey, pup, all that's left is the mild scent of what used to be in that bowl. So, yeah, dog pre-washes the dishes. And then we load up the dishwasher and all that, blah, blah, blah. So this morning I left. There were 4 bowls, despite all the years of saying the same thing every day. I get eye rolls. I even get Raini sometimes to go, oh, just don't complain about it today. I'm like, I'm not complaining. I'm saying, why aren't your dishes rinsed? I'm washing them. I should have a say. So a couple of days ago, I said, that's it. Okay, I'm done. I won't do dishes anymore. You guys do it. Did it get done? Nope. Now, what do? You got to get harsh sometimes. Let's push that aside. I'm not talking about that part. But this morning, I did the dishes. And there were bowls with red sauce from some pasta dish, all caked onto 2 bowls. There was sauces in another bowl that were all hardened into lumps. I just took those and I lined them up on the counter. There you go. I did all the other dishes and I left those out. What do you want to bet? I'm going to go up after this radio show and there's new dirty dishes and nobody washed their dish. I told Raini, I said, you tell those kids when you see them, wash your dish. The ones you didn't rinse, you wash them. I'm not washing them. I'm not scrubbing them. And don't put them in the dishwasher. Wash them, dry them, put them away. Boom. So anyway, I don't know how I lapsed into that, but there's 7 things that you can do. I think it's where I was saying this. That's where you feel underappreciated. Oh, this morning I'm doing dishes. I'm washing everything. I was awake before Raini was, so I was upstairs. I made coffee. I had a smoke. Yes, I did. And I washed dishes. And so then everybody starts gathering in the living room. We don't have an open layout in our house, but semi-open, where you just walk to the dining room and it all flows into the living room and all of that. So I'm slightly around the corner at the sink washing the dishes. And everybody's, come on, and everybody. And I hear the dog come up, and Raini's like, oh, hi, puppy. Kissing and smooching the puppy and all of that. And good morning, good morning. You got to go outside. Yeah, go outside. And as she walks over to the sliding glass door, which is parallel to the sink, and lets the dog out. And she walks by and she raises her eyebrows at me. She goes by like, happy. And I said, well, good morning to you too. She said, oh, did I not say good morning to you? I said, the dog got more love than I did this morning. You feel underappreciated. Look how clean my fingernails are and my hands, still feeling the dry pruniness from washing dishes. And I washed them all by hand, the pots and pans. So, oh, did you not get to say hello? She came over and gave me a kiss and all that. So, do you feel underappreciated? Do you feel like I'm discontent? And I thought, I'm usually a pretty content person. I'm the one that says around here the most, hey, we don't have $1 million. Just be content with what we have. We'll make it. We'll be fine. And so you look at these things, but how do you look for appreciation if you feel underappreciated? So if you're not careful, feeling underappreciated or unappreciated can lead you to feelings of resentment, even anger. You get a little pissy about stuff. And I get that way sometimes. I'm one of those guys that's like, I'm not passive aggressive, but man, I can get surly if I'm like, well, this didn't go in, I feel unappreciated, and I'm just, fuck y'all. I'm gonna go do my own thing. And we get to feeling that way. And if you're not careful, you can start to, in a relationship especially, you can feel tarnished. Especially when you're feeling underappreciated. So here's a couple of things that you can do. You look for appreciation through actions. Just because someone doesn't say thank you doesn't mean they don't appreciate you. Not everyone uses words to express their gratitude. Your partner pulling you into a hug or a teenager giving you a big high five might be their way of saying thanks. With my wife, walking around in her skimpy tank tops in the morning, I can think of lots of ways to feel appreciated. But you know what? I'm a guy. My wife thinks differently than that. So, maybe her showing me appreciation is hey, you were out of coffee creamer and I got you coffee creamer at the store yesterday. And, it's like we were outside. And I said, oh, I got to get coffee creamer. And she said, in the fridge, second shelf. Oh, thank you. So that's how she shows her appreciation. She does stuff for me. So take a minute to consider whether those around you might be showing you their appreciation in a different way. And you might discover that they're likely to be more grateful for you than you give them credit for. You can look at that. Look at actions. Say no more often. Sometimes the more you do for people without complaining, the more they expect you to do. And they might forget to appreciate all that you've done for them. This is what I think the theory of my kids. My kids are like, if I just don't do it and I stay quiet long enough, Dad will eventually do my chore for me. And granted, that happens sometimes because they go to school. They're not here all day long. Sometimes I got to look at the mess that they were supposed to clean up last night, and I end up cleaning it up. I had people coming over to the house the other day, and at 2 p.m, before they were even home from school. And I walked into the living room where the front door, of course, is. and it was a godforsaken pigsty. It looked like one of those houses, and we stumbled upon this abandoned house. Look, it still has its furnishings. Oh, it looks like this family up and left everything. Look at the layer of mold and dust on these beautiful garments laying it. You get the picture. There's not mold and dust, but we've got wood floors upstairs in the living room, and so I took and I straightened everything up. I find candy wrappers thrown over the back of the sofa. It's like, can you not at least put them on the table and walk them to the garbage when you get up? No. Over the shoulder, behind the sofa. So I swept up everything. There was laundry unfolded. That's another thing. I do the laundry. Now, it's not that Raini doesn't do laundry and stuff like that. She works outside the house. But I like things to be just so. Towels, you've heard me talk about towels before. I do a load of towels, I think, every day. And I fold them and I put them away. So the best way to keep your... Oh, hey, Brianna. Tattoo is already scabbing. Well, that will... your little one, your anchor, we're just taking a side note here. Tattoo is already scabbing. Well, that's good. Keep putting lotion on it and keep it clean. She had a little anchor that we put on her ankle. How are you talking about your tattoo or John's, Brianna? Yeah, so you know our house, Bree. Constant. There's time every time you guys come over. We're like, sorry, the house is a mess. John said the last time, he said, "No, I'm used to that." And it's not me. I just want to say it's not me. It's these children I have. It's the other people who live here. So John's is scabbing up a bit. I know Sam's did, and so you have to keep that lotion on it. Keep it tender. Both of ours are. We put on lotion like 3 to 5 times a day. Good. Yeah, you're going to get a little bit of that. So just keep lotioning up. It's all the aftercare on that. So yeah, I did tattoos for John and Brianna the other day. So folks who are listening, if you didn't catch that, we just did a little one on Brianna. She had a little anchor we put on her ankle. How appropriate, ank and ank. So yeah, keep them lotioned up. So getting back on this whole thing of what do you do if you're feeling underappreciated? Sometimes you just have to say no. And I went on strike for doing dishes. I'm not doing dishes anymore. If nobody's going to do what I ask, which is make sure that the person who is doing all the dishes, washing them, putting them in the dishwasher, washing pots and pans, I have a thing when I cook, I clean as I go. So there's no remnant of the fact that I just prepared a meal. Hey, see ya, Rapid Dog. It's been a hoot, he says. Good to see you this morning. So, hey, good morning, Morgan Snow. We're in the chat room. So, I deleted the post, Brianna, because somebody told me that I shouldn't have that up. Somebody who's in the know in the tattoo world, because of the laws in Wisconsin and so on. So you can do all the private tattoos you want. You just can't talk about it. So I took that down on good advice, just because I don't own a shop yet, and I don't have a licensed shop. So apparently it's illegal to give your friends a tattoo. And it's all linked to the airborne pathogens, blood pathogens, things like that, and the cleanliness. And we were very clean here. Everything got scrubbed down with the, I can't remember what it's called, Cavasol or something like that. Raini did all of that, very on top of it. John and Bree, you were here. You heard, all the precautions I had to take to make sure everything was clean. And that's to avoid any infection, any possible potential infection. So everything here had been sprayed down, wiped down, cleaned down. The tables, the chairs, but somebody saw that I had put a pillow under your ankle. Did that pillow have a plastic, and everybody's going to say something. So somebody said, you just want to avoid any legal problems with the state, which they don't care. It's just a way to make money. So I have to be very careful about that until I'm actually fully have a shop and I'm licensed. Yeah, we're in Wisconsin, Morgan Snow. Wisconsin, we're just outside. We're just across the river. 10, 12-minute drive to the river, which is the border between Wisconsin and Minnesota. And so on the east side of the river, or the far side of the river, which would be the far east end of the metro for the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Yes, the pillow did have a protective cover on it. 4 layers to be exact. Well, that's what I thought. So, plus we had those surgical wraps, or pads that were down on everything. So there you go. Thank you, Brianna. Yes, the pillow did have a protective cover on it. 4 layers to be exact. There you go. So, apparently in Wisconsin, they can be very strict about that. The college town, of course, had a big crackdown on that, where a lot of people got in trouble. College kids are all giving each other tattoos. So, Morgan Snow says, my son is moving to Beloit. Beloit is right on the border, I believe, between Illinois and Wisconsin. The deep south of Wisconsin. We're in the far west of Wisconsin. Beloit is about 5 hours from here by the major interstate that goes right down there. My coffee is cooled. So, it's sometimes it's actions. If you're feeling unappreciated, saying no can be good for you. You've become a bit of a people pleaser, declining. You know what I do when I do the dishes in the morning, early morning, 5 a.m. ish. I do them trying to not make too much noise to wake people. I have my daughter, my 12-year-old, going on 13 now, chiding me this morning from her cushy little bed on the sofa watching some Santa Claus movie on how, Dad woke me up early today banging pots and pans. And I'm like, you could have been out there washing them last night when you were asked. I did it because it needed to be done. You know why I do those things? And Raini doesn't believe me all the time when I say this. The first time I said it, she didn't. I said, do you know why I like to clean the kitchen in the morning? So when you get up to make your coffee or make breakfast, you walk into a pristine, clean kitchen. I said, you don't know how good that makes me feel to have you get up and not have a mess. And her response is, yeah, right. I said, it's true. It is true. So I don't think that's so much people pleasing. I do it because I like to do that. I like a clean house. But there's times where you have to decide to set limits. If you overhear one of your kids telling a friend, you don't have to put your dishes in the sink. My parents pick up after me. You might want to have a talk about your role with your kids and their role in cleaning up. Now, my thing with my kids is that I don't expect them to do things that they shouldn't be doing. Oh, Brianna has to go. Says, all right, see y'all later. Going to go make some food and do laundry. Hey, are you feeling underappreciated? If you're feeling appreciated, then that'll work for you. So, let's see. Where am I? I just saw Antone. Yeah, I just saw your message pop in. I'll look at it when I'm all done with the show here today. My kids, it's like, you live here. How come my son Flynn, when I tell him he has to do dishes? Why do I have to wash everybody else's dish? I said, well, whoever's doing dishes has to wash other people's dishes. And, well, why do I have to wash their dishes? Why can't they wash? I said, everybody should rinse them. So whoever's doing the dishes, and so that's my son's thing. I said, look, I said, then why do we cook food? So that everybody else can eat it? How come they're all eating the food I cooked? I said, you're eating the food that Mom makes or that I make. I said, you can do the dishes that other people have eaten off of. It's a chore. It's a task. I said, it's something that helps you appreciate the fact that you can contribute to the ongoing success of this household. I said, don't look at it as a chore. I said, look at it as you're contributing. I said, and I know we've talked about this before, but, try to logic this with your teenagers. Hey, who pays for your internet? Who pays for your phone? Who pays your phone bill? Who pays for the electricity so you can run all your games and stuff? Who pays for the house that gives you a place to sleep and a room that you can keep messy all the time? And that list goes on and on and on. And I said, now you go to school, that's your job, but contribute to your household and the betterment of your household. Anton says, kids don't understand that these days. They expect it. Ain't that the truth, Andy? That is the truth. So, by the way, you should all go check out Anton's YouTube page. Go to Roaming with Romer, Rohmer. Romer is the name of their, I can't remember the year on it, 76 minivan. And so go take a look. They're going to start doing the van life thing, but he's got all kinds of videos up for his hiking and all of that. So go over to Roaming with Romer. Go look that up. Rohmer is how you spell Romer. Roaming with Romer over on YouTube to see Anton's pain. 87 Vanagon. It's pretty cool. So go on over there, join his page, and he's got some pretty neat videos. I sometimes just like watching his hiking videos because they're fun. It's peaceful. So he lives up in Duluth. They are thinking of going on the road with their van. And, the things I've talked about, I said, I would love to take my family and take a big RV or a big bus, converted bus, load them all up, homeschool them, put our stuff in storage, get out of the house thing, and go travel around the country for a couple of years. Wouldn't that be cool? Living the bus life, if you will. And I would find that a lot. There you go. There, he put in the link. Copy that link and go on over and check out Anton's page. And so what else can you do if you're feeling underappreciated? What do you do? How about showing kindness? Showing kindness can boost your own happiness. Consider whether helping others makes you feel good about yourself. This is why I like to, it makes me happy to make my wife happy. So I like to do certain things. Makes me happy. Showing kindness. Even if others don't seem to appreciate you as much as you'd like. You might have a chance to learn new skills, sharpen existing skills that you have, like patience. Oh, God, I need patience someday. There are days I am not very patient with my kids. Because it's like, okay, I've asked you to do this 8 times this week and you haven't done it. I should have to ask you once, not 8 times. When I ask you one time, you should hop to and get it done. But when you blow it off, it shows me that, number 1, you don't appreciate what you have. Number 2, you're not contributing. Number 3, you're disrespectful to your mom and me. If you feel you don't have to do what we say. Now, if you want to hone your independent skills and all of that, we'll start charging you rent. How about that? Then you can feel independent. What it's like. And I hate to say I would say anything like we all grew up with, as long as you're under my roof, you're going to do X, Y, Z, and so on, ... So, bus life. Yeah, the Partridge Family. They didn't live on a bus, though. They had a house, Scott. They just used the bus for tours. Oh, JP is talking with Anton about engines. There you go. A Wasserboxer. Whatever that is. Oh, hey, I still got this banner up. There we go. There's Ellie. Say good morning, Ellie.
Hi.
Hi. What do you got? You came down here all fast and everything. What do you got to say today? I don't know. I just wanted to come here and stand and behind you and do stretches. Send Mom down here to do that.
No.
Ah.
Mom already is down. She's cleaning.
She's cleaning. Oh, over there.
Yeah.
Her studio area. So tell her to come over and say hi. Everybody would like to see Mom. Even me. All right. Let's get back into talking about this a little bit.
Do they want to listen to One Direction?
No, they don't.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Why? What do you got?
One Direction.
No, not off your phone. You'd have to sing it and perform it yourself for it to be of value here. Playing a song on your phone has no value here, but you performing it, I could do that. I could let you do that. Why don't you perform it?
I'm finding the lyrics.
You're finding the lyrics.
Well, I don't know which song I want to sing.
All right, well.
Best song ever.
Well, you figure out what you want to sing and then come back and see me. Yeah, if you play it, it would be a copyright strike against my channel. And it would demonetize my episode. There you go. Thanks, Susie Q. Good save. All right, what else? What else we got about feeling underappreciated? How about appreciate others? Take a look at all the things you gain from doing things for others. If you focus too much on the lack of appreciation it can cause you to forget to show appreciation for other people. But saying thank you to those around you can inspire other people to appreciate you too. Whenever Raini cooks, we're all sitting down and eating. Whether it's at the table, which we do less and less these days. It's kind of Mom says, I made a big pot of chili. Everybody go, I made chicken stir fry. Everybody go help yourself. And we'll sit on the sofas sometimes. Everybody's got a bowl. And I always try to make a point of saying, thank you, Mom, for cooking for us tonight. She's like, you're welcome. And good morning, says Roger Rabbit. Finally got some internet service outside the house. Someone hit a pole and a box last night, took out power and internet. Got the power back, but no internet. That sucks, brother. I know what that's like, especially when I work on the internet, pretty much. That's my communication link to the world. So anyway, thank your family. Thank your friends. Thank those around you. Show them appreciation. How about reframing our negative thoughts? You got to be on the lookout for exaggeratedly negative thoughts if you're feeling underappreciated. Thinking things like, no one ever does anything nice for me, or everyone expects me to do everything around here. It's only going to make you feel worse. It's going to embed the feeling of underappreciatedness. And you got to remind yourself of times when other people have shown appreciation for you. Maybe you got to think back a while. But you remind yourself of times when you've been able to put limits on what you do. So responding to your unhelpful thoughts with more realistic ones can help you feel a little more appreciated. You might remind yourself of things like, my family appreciates all I do for them, even if they don't say it. Or my family appreciates me sometimes. You might feel a little better. Sometimes you got to lie to yourself when you say that. My family appreciates me more than they say they do. Maybe. That's the mode we get into. So, and of course, nowadays, with the advent of AI, my career, sometimes I feel appreciated more by the fact that I don't have to compete with somebody who can do it for $10 because they live in some foreign country somewhere, or they're dying to get the work and they know how to use AI. It makes you feel a little underappreciated, the prices I have charged for years. Now I have to lower those prices to bid against people who are coming in and just do it by AI. Well, you got to learn AI now. How about speaking up? Sometimes it's helpful to share how you're feeling. You might want to talk to your partner, your boss, your kids about what's going on and say things like, sometimes I feel like my work goes unnoticed here. I really enjoy it when my work is appreciated. Boy, that's a positive way to say it, isn't it? Don't be afraid to say, to speak what you want. You might discover that other people are happy to show more appreciation when they understand how important it is to you. I always had that problem with clients. I had a hard time trying to come up with the right pricing. I'm talking a little earlier on. And clients, you always got to be careful never to offend your client. So you got to find practical, what's the word I'm looking for? Tactful ways to disseminate messages to your clients. So there's always ways to talk that's better, but don't ever be afraid to say what you need. There's also a chance that they might insist they already show plenty of appreciation, or they might turn it into a joke by saying something like, I'll appreciate you when you do better work. But just remember, some people make jokes when they're uncomfortable. And so in their discomfort, it just might show reflection of how they feel about themselves or how they don't feel about you. Okay, what do you got going here, Ellie?
I'm ready.
Okay, you're ready. The stage is yours. Here we go.
Maybe it's the way she walked. Straight into my heart and stole it. Maybe it's the way she walked. Straight into my heart and stole it. Through the doors and past the guards. Just like she already owned it. I said, can you give it back to me? She said, never in your wildest dreams. And we danced all night to the best song. We knew every night. Now I can't how it goes, but I know that I won't forget. Cause we danced all night to the best song. Think of it.
I'm back up.
He goes. Boom, 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 boom. Was Georgia Rose. And Daddy was a dentist. Then I had a dirty mouth. I got a dirty mouth, but she kissed me like she meant it. I said,
why are you singing about kissing and dirty mouths?
I said, can I take it? Can I take you home with me? She said, never in your wildest dreams. Wait, where was I?
That's a line you do on stage. Wait, where was it?
Now I can't remember how it goes, but I know that I won't forget. Can we dance all night to the best song? I think we I think we I think it goes. You know, I know, you know, I remember you, and I know, you remember me. And you know, I know, I remember how we danced.
Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, you're not done.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and we danced to the best song. We knew to the best song ever. And I think it goes something like, and we dance.
Oh. Is that where that goes?
No. Now I have to restart. How we dance all night to the best song ever. We now I can't remember how it goes, but I know that I won't forget. I think it goes.
Okay.
It goes something like, yeah, and we danced all night to the best song ever. We knew every line. Now I can't remember, but now I can't.
I want Mom to come in and do that.
Wait. And we danced all
We're
night.
almost.
And we danced all night to the best song ever. We knew every line. Now I can't remember. As we danced all night to the best song ever. I think it goes. Boom, 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 boom.
Roger Rabbit says, what's great is you're coming blasting
It was
through
the
his car
best song
speakers.
ever. It was the best song ever. Stop.
Oh, I was just doing hand motions too.
It was the best song ever. Wait, no, it's this way.
There it is. Yay. All right. Thank you. Hey, do me a favor. With your best song ever, give me the best refill of coffee ever. Hot coffee. Put a splash of creamer in it. Please. There you go, folks. That was my 9-year-old, soon to be 10-year-old daughter doing, what group did she say? Some boy band song. So, what's the name of the song? I think it was the best song ever. Or best something ever. It's always eye-opening to hear your young children start to sing about dirty mouths and dirty kisses. It's like, what are you listening to? One Direction. That's it. Susie Q. Oh my goodness. Yes. I don't know any One Direction songs, although she plays them a lot. So there you go. Familial interlude for the day. My young daughter, Ellery. I think that's the way she shows me appreciation. She comes and performs music for us. So, what does it mean when you feel underappreciated? Unappreciated? How do you deal with it? What happens when you feel it? So, these are ways that you can, those were ways that you can really start looking at how you feel about that. Give me fuel, give me fire, says Randall Flagg. Good morning, says Wicked Women. It's Wendy, my radio wifey. My estranged radio wifey. We've done so little together in the last couple of months that we keep trying to remedy, and it's usually on my end that things aren't working out well. So, Wendy, you should call in this morning just to, whet their appetites for Wicked Women today. So, miss you too, if you were talking to me. Yeah, she is cute, Steph. She's the cheerleader in the house, as you can tell. So we've had several cheer things that we've had to do for her lately. So, her cheer competitions. Thanks to the internet, McDonald's, I didn't miss the Ellery show. Oh, thanks for the internet, McDonald's. Oh, there you go, Roger. There it is. Yeah. Drive to McDonald's and get their free internet sitting out in the car. I've had to do that before. So, yes, I miss you too. So call in, Wendy. Are you back? Oh, you brought my coffee? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. See, all day long. All right. Okay, we've got background music now, so and people constantly trying to call me. You know, anybody who calls before noon on Sunday is spam. Very rarely do I get any other. I get 20 spam calls a day, at least. I just got to where, and my phone now calls them out. You know, potential spam. I just hang them up. If it's somebody who needs to talk to me and have misinterpreted your phone number or your call, you can leave a message on my voicemail. That's what it's there for. Yep, Roger. I get a refill without argument for giving her airtime. I feel appreciated. So what else we got going on in the chat room here? That was my manager's fee. Yeah, there it is. Getting you endless cups of coffee. That's it. So this is my Starbucks freshly ground. I like to grind my own beans. This morning, I can't remember which one this is. I think I bought a bag of their Thanksgiving blend. So if you can't hear the music, the actions are going to mean nothing, but she's got her phone playing over there, and she's dancing behind us. So what's going on in your world? Guys, you can call in. You can talk about feeling appreciated. You can talk about, I was going to talk about happiness and contentment. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow on the big show. I'm going to try to be back in mode tomorrow. Already feeling a little better today from the week. And again, I don't think I'm dying of anything. My docs all tell me I'm just fine. My blood work is fine. My MRI is fine. My this is fine. My that is fine. I think it's been my back. It's funny with that pain, how that has just worn me down. And by the time, as I was saying at the beginning of the show, I didn't broadcast all this week. So it's just like, I just don't feel like it. Can't get to it today. So, once we get back up on a network, that will probably all change. Yeah, I like to grind, not just always coffee. If you catch I caught your meaning there, Steph. I'm right on that same page with you. Same page. All right. So I feel like it's like a James Bond movie. You know, I'm doing serious stuff up here, and there's always somebody in go-go boots dancing behind. Hey now. Enough of that. Don't do that. I don't like that. So, all right. Unsolicited attacks. All right. 2 minutes, says Wendy, and she'll be in. So we'll talk to Wendy a little bit this morning. Weed can be ground as well. Yes, it certainly can, Scott Allen. You and I need to hang out some, you know? So, okay, I'm going to have you not do that anymore this morning.
For myself?
I want you to use discretion when you come down and jump into the show. So, say goodbye to everybody. Say I'm going to go upstairs and dance and play my music.
Bedroom and dance.
There you go. She's going to go in our bedroom and dance. Oh, well, there you go. And if you can hear it through the wall, she'll be in our bedroom over on the other side of the wall. So anyway, I don't know if you can hear that in the background. So Roger says, I'm about to head back to no internet. So this is likely goodbye for me. Have a wonderful day and a great start to the week. Thank you, Roger. You too. Glad you could make it temporarily over to a place where you could pick up some internet. So what else we got? I like to grind. Oh yeah. We got to put that one up again just because it does a heart good to read that. Thank you, Steph. Let's see. Hey, Scott A., you sexy man, you. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Damn it. See, that's another thing about growing old. Nobody finds you sexy anymore. You're just old and oh, he's such a nice man. He's so cute. So Yeah, Scott Allen, you sexy man, you. So, have a wonderful Sunday, everyone, says Susie Q. She's got to take a call. Have fun, Susie Q. Good to see you this morning. Everybody else, how you doing today? Anybody here from my TikTok page? I'm curious. Oh. Here she is, folks. She's here. Oh, boom. There she is.
Hello.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Better now.
Well, I thought I'd better just come in and have some time with my radio husband, seeing it's so rare these days.
Yes. It's like I've been gone to sea or something, you know?
What's going
Still
on?
the radio husband, just gone to sea for a while.
It was like people say, you and Scotty are never on anymore. And I'm like, I know.
Hello.
I know. I've tried to tell him, but no, I mean, seriously, I've missed being with you.
I miss it too a lot, and we gotta remedy that.
We got so many great topics that we want to talk about, and we've been gone for what is it, like what's a couple of months, isn't it?
Well, we did like the last show we did together was on the London fire, that was in September. I think we did that show.
Too. So maybe we can try this week or something to get back.
Yes. Are those Christmas lights, Wendy? Asks
Yes.
Randall Flagg.
Yes, sorry, I can't see the comments.
Through the crack in your window there, you can see.
Yes, they are Christmas lights. I just started I took them all out the attic yesterday. I just started to decorate the place.
Do you have a Thanksgiving holiday that's similar to what we do?
No, we don't. No.
That's right. You don't have the...
Oh, yeah.
Oops,
no, we don't have Thanksgiving, sadly. Carlene said the same thing yesterday. She's like, "Oh my God, wait till Thanksgiving." I said, "We don't have it.
Don't do.
You guys get the extra turkey and everything. We don't do
That's
that.
Right.
No, we just
sometimes it's a pain though because you're doing turkey one, and now you can't do turkey on Thanksgiving because you did turkey or Christmas because you did turkey for Thanksgiving. So now you got to do a ham. I like turkey. I'll do turkey two holidays in a row.
Me
I like
too.
I like to stuff a turkey. I like to make a stuffing. I usually use I'll pan fry up some like sage sausage and dice it all up, crumble it all up, and then I'll cut up apples. I'll dice them up.
Me too.
And sometimes like water chestnuts, and I dice those small onions, green onions, and I mix them all into the stuffing mix, and I shove that all up the inside the turkey, and that's good. I like a good stuffing.
See, I do, and I like I don't really eat much red meat, but occasionally at Christmas I'll have a little bit of gammon. But I do like turkey, so we don't have it. But when I was in Canada, when I lived in Canada for a couple of years, they of course have Thanksgiving, and I actually appreciated it. So it was so lovely.
Yeah.
I've yet to do an American Thanksgiving though, so
yes,
open to suggestions.
Yes.
My cat bit me on
what did?
Friday. My cat bit me.
What the hell?
No, it lives up to the name, vampire. But the other day, like stroking him. Luckily, I did lots of cleaning of it, and it's absolutely fine. But oh my God,
I bite when I get stroked too. Sometimes, it's just But my cat is laying here under my feet right now. Bob Saget.
Bob Saget.
Bob Saget, and he will sit outside the bedroom door. I'll wake up. Doesn't matter when I wake up. Anytime between 4 and 6 a.m. And I open the door, and he's like, "Meow, meow, meow, meow." It's like, feed me is all he's saying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you wait. I normally feed you at 8 o'clock in the morning. See what I'll do? I'll get the kids ready for school, run them to school. I'm back in the house by 8:05, and he gets fed. And but he'll bug me. If he sees me, he'll bug me. And then I feed him. I'll feed him generally an entire can of cat food, which according to the vet, he only needs half of that. per day. And so I'll
You're
feed him a
lucky.
whole can.
You're
And in
lucky
an
he
hour, he is bugging me for more food.
My
He's
cat
like
won't
a
even
fat
eat.
kid in a pastry shop.
My cat
Yeah.
won't even eat cat food. He's never
Really?
eaten cat food. He'll eat biscuits, cat biscuits, but he will never eat cat food. So he's on tuna, and that's
Oh yeah, tuna. We had 100 cans of tuna in our pantry over there.
Send him over.
So, yeah. And when we run out of cat food, sometimes I'll and the cat food I feed him, I don't feed him the crunchy stuff, even though we got bags of it. Yeah, well, I'll send you. You'll get a big box full of tuna.
That'd be great.
But he's like a maniac for food, and he's skinny. He's skinny as can be, and it's like, do you have worms or something? Am I feeding your worms and not you? So I'm speaking.
How old is Bob now?
He's a year and a half old.
Oh, so he's quite young still.
And,
But Vampire
he's still young. He's right here. Come here, Bob. Bob. Hey, Bob.
It's like, Dad, I'm chilling out. Just leave me.
Yeah, hi. Here he is. Let's get him up here. There's Bob. Bob Saget.
What a great name.
Say hi, Bob.
Bob.
And he still likes to be on his back. We've done this since he was a little kitty, and I'm like, oh yeah.
He's the third children of your family are so well behaved.
Yeah. Whoops.
I saw your daughter just now, and I'm like,
yeah.
it was a bit wild.
Well, we just got the foster dog. Got a new home yesterday.
Okay.
And we had she was Boston Terrier and Pug and something else mixed, Beagle, and it's like
where's Lucifer?
Lucifer is Pug and Mini English Bulldog.
But where is Lucifer these days? I didn't see her.
Sleeping upstairs somewhere.
Okay.
She's like 8 years old. She's going on 8 years old.
Yeah.
So we forget, she's middle-aged. And it's like she likes to sleep a lot, but she can be very active too. So, and she's gotten the middle-aged thickness about her.
It happens to the best of us, darling.
Ain't that the truth?
It's so true. It's like, breathe it in.
And what we got?
How's your weekend been anyway? Tell me all about it. Has it been a good one?
Is a serious question? Yesterday was a blowout. It was just all day. I got up. Maybe if I was more active, I could feel better, but had no desire to be active whatsoever.
Can tell.
Did a little bit of running of errands, and then most of the day, just I sat and watched TV. I fall asleep. I can fall asleep standing up these days.
That's what you need to, that's a bit worrying, isn't it? Because when you're like that,
it is
what's causing it. And if they can't find a reason for it, it might just be long-term stress or, long-term tiredness.
It's something.
I don't sleep well at night.
Maybe it's just long time inactivity, sedentary lifestyle, sitting to work, going to sleep at night. So I do a lot of things like, I'll get up in the morning, news is on. I'll stand and watch the news with my coffee. Or if we're eating and we're just kind of catch as catch can, and there's something, I'll put it on a plate and I'll stand. Everybody's sitting down, and I'll stand up in the living room. I'll stand and eat something quick and go back down and do what I'm doing and working on. So yeah, I am. Don't ask a doctor; they'll pump you full of pills. Yeah,
very true.
Pretty much, Bauer.
Very true.
Pretty much, and so I am just. My whole week was out. You and I talked earlier this week.
We did,
and I don't like to complain, but it's kind of like when I tell the listening audience, I like to say, "Well, this is why I haven't done a show this week because of this and this and this." And my back has been so weird. It's from the old break, as I've mentioned earlier, break from when I was in the Marine Corps 40 years ago this year. And I busted something up in my lower back. And that is giving me problems right now.
Yeah.
And it's not just I feel it in the back like right. You find your pelvic bone here, Wendy. Come here. Let me show you where your pelvic bone is. It's right here.
It's right
Do that again. What was that?
It's right here, honey.
Yeah,
right
there it
here.
is. And so it finds your pelvic bone, but then go all the way over to the front. And I feel it. It's like that pain will shoot all the way through. And I got up this morning and I thought, I felt like I was, you know how you feel when you're really hungry and you get up and you go, oh, I must have eaten a little too much before I went to bed last night because I'm really achingly hungry. And I try to ignore that when I do it. I said, well, then I'm going to fast until noon.
Yeah.
And, but I felt
can't
that.
sleep if I'm hungry. Can't sleep if I'm hungry.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it's getting older as well, maturer. I rephrase that. It's getting a bit maturer because, like, you know, you hit menopause for women. Next thing you know, ow, or this hurts, or this, and so I think it is, you know, just natural. And I think you can take care of yourself the best you can. But some of us are predisposed. What is it?
Predisposed
to get certain things, right? Because genetic or whatever. But I have been concerned about you because, you know, you haven't been yourself, and we have spoken. And
I haven't felt myself for
and I worry
a number of weeks. And it's I've got a lot of dizzy, and I've got a lot of, and I asked my doc, look, I don't want to be a worrier, but I hear when you get the dizzy, is that leading to stroke? Am I prepping myself for a stroke? What am I doing? I get the hip problem, and I think of Uncle Dave. He had a hip problem for a couple of years before he found out that's what killed him. So I like to ask the questions. We have life experiences and see things for a reason.
Yeah.
And so far, everything they've looked at, I had to do the urologist test for my prostate and all. Your prostate's fine. Just
let us have a look, Mr. Roberts.
Yeah, snap. Yeah. Was that an invite? No. Yeah, well, that's the thing. You go in to get tested, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna have somebody.
I'm exactly the same. I feel like 90 some days, and I said they're sending me to a menopause doctor, and I said I have to do a show on this because no one tells women that when they reach a certain age, we hear about the change, we hear about the menopause. Nobody tells you how it's going to be and all the really shitty symptoms. And if you can't take HRT, what are you going to do? And I think none of us really are prepared for it. And I think guys get it. Guys get their own form of menopause.
Claudette, you're absolutely right. My eyes. Do you know when you feel the most tired? You feel it in your eyes. You feel how tired your eyes are. I don't know if there's a connection in that, because is it physically making me tired, or is it just my eyes feel like I am always tired? They are so.
Ever since you've had it done, you've not been right.
Tight, and they hurt, and they don't really hurt. It just makes me feel like I'm always tired.
You've not been right since you've had it, to be fair.
No, and this I just called them yesterday.
I'd be like, you need to do something about this.
Yeah, because it's not healing right. This one, you see, this one's lazy.
Oh, no, I'd be frightened to let them do it again.
Yeah, I don't want to have them do it again. But then I said, is this what it's going to be the rest of my life now?
Looks like you've had Mike Tyson round. And
yeah.
How are you
get punched by Mike Tyson than.
Well, you probably would. You probably would have lasted a bit longer, but. I think you need to look after yourself, babe, because if you don't, no other bugger's going to look after you.
I need to do that. And I there's things I'm starting to incorporate or think a little more seriously about. And I had my chiropractor of all people said, you really start looking at dropping as much wheat out of your diet as possible. He wasn't talking gluten-free. He was talking wheat. He says wheat and the carbs. Of course, we all know carbs, and and what do I live off of? I eat sandwiches, and I love pasta.
I don't eat bread anymore. No, don't eat it. And I try not have a lot. I have rice pasta, not normal pasta.
You can pick up cauliflower pasta. You can pick up, whatever. All these different kinds of pasta. Now they don't always taste the same. but you can get rid of the carbs that way.
And also,
Scott Allen, who's healthy, says, look into the supplement.
Yeah. I also think as well, Scotty, though, mentally, if you're
reverse
a bit
aging.
if you're a bit low mentally and you've got a lot on your mind and you've got a lot of worry and stuff like that, it takes its toll on you physically, and it doesn't always do it straight away. It's down the line, and you've had a lot of worry.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So, Scott Allen, you said this stuff reverses aging. And they should just call it, BB Benjamin Button sauce or something. How's it working for you, Scott? Do you feel younger? Do you look younger? Does your body feel younger? What was the old Billy Crystal routine on Saturday night? I remember, it's not how you feel, it's how you look. So, yeah, I don't feel like I'm looking any younger. I feel like I look 10 years older right now since I got the eye surgery.
Let me check you out, sir. Let me check you out.
Yeah, check me out, Wendy. Do I look any older?
I might
need any older here. How about here?
I might need a close up, sir. I might need a close up.
Yes.
When are you going to come and join us on Wicked Women? We've not seen you for a while.
If I can, I'll do it today. It all depends on what the schedule is. Sunday afternoon tends to be really tough for me.
I know.
Only because it's the only day when everybody's not doing stuff.
Sure.
And it's the only time we all have to kind of hang out together. In the family here. Once Monday comes, it's like it's boom, 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 boom.
I miss working with you, so I was just like, it'd be nice to just have you about. And it's even nice now just having this time with you, because
it certainly is.
We try and grab, but I think you'll like the subject, which what we're talking about tonight.
What are you talking about tonight?
We're talking about the power of breasts.
Breasts. Oh. I know this power. I've been under its spell for most of my life.
I imagine that most men will go straight to that one, but there's actually a thing behind it, the power of breasts. So
then I definitely need to join this show tonight. And
I think it also came from personal, because I had to go. I was sent to the Royal Marsden Hospital this week. It's a cancer hospital over here, and I had to get some things checked out. And it's amazing how us girls, we just we take them for granted, and we don't always check them. And then if something happens, we think, oh my god, Well, and so it was like, we know people that have gone through mastectomy and have lost them and everything. In fact, someone very close to me lost hers very, very young. And I think it was really important for us to look at, we know breasts are sexy and everyone's, do you know what I mean?
Thank you for that word picture.
Yeah, breasts are sexy and they've got their own power and everything. But we're looking at all things. So that is it, the power of breasts.
Professor Bauer says breasts are proof that men can concentrate on two things at once.
Almost. You're like gibbering babies.
Well, see, I'm a middle of the road around that one, Professor.
Yeah, you're like gibbering babies between them. You're
lost.
Yes. Unless you're not a breast person.
Me?
People aren't breast.
Some people aren't. They couldn't care less, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Is my response to that. I this morning I was doing dishes, washing pots and pans, and Raini was in her skimpy little string tank top and nothing else, and letting the dog outside, and come on, puppy. And it's cold outside, and so she opens the door. So here's my wife in this paper thin tank top, and all the benefits that come from standing in the cold that way.
Sure.
And I'm like, good morning. And she's like, what are you looking at? What do you think?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing. If you're having an argument, I was saying this to someone recently. Yeah. If you have an argument with someone, I have never done this, but I have had it on good authority that if you just take your top off and leave the girls out while you're having an argument, the argument's soon over.
Well, I disagree with that, Wendy. We need to argue about this.
Couldn't possibly, sir. Rainy would kill me. But literally, but they are very powerful, and they're not just powerful because obviously they're for babies, and this, but art, history, they've all been, what is the power of something that every other person on the planet has, and we decided to look at this. So yeah, you should come and join us.
It is interesting when you think about it. What is it about? And I'm speaking from a guy perspective. What is it about breasts that make guys just lose our shit? We don't think. We're just like, oh, and then there were the boobs. If
you think about it, art, history, Renaissance, even some religious stuff, is all, and then glamour, fashion, Hollywood, etc. Breasts are always out. They're always seem to be the most. And what is it that's powerful? Because you still got the woman's bum, and you still got the lady parts.
And I like a good bum.
And the lady parts. And legs. Some guys are into legs. They're just not. I've dated.
See, I always say I'm a boob man, but I like a good buttock. And so I'm an ass man. I love good pair of legs. And one of my favorite parts is the outside of the hip toward the lady parts, that whole region right there.
Yeah.
And I like a good pair of eyes. And I like so really I'm kind of the whole package kind of a guy. I like I can pick and choose parts and go, well, I'm going to concentrate on this part today, or whatever it might be. But even when you're a guy and you're focusing on one part, you always want the other part showing.
Sure.
So it's like,
YouTube has tried to block my thing. Like, it blocked sexual freedom. It blocked it, and then I had to appeal against them. And they were like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. We'll let you come back." And yesterday they did it again.
It's automated.
And they blocked me again. And I wrote to them and I said, "This is a podcast of women, by women, for women, about subjects, etc., etc." And wrote it down. And they wrote me back going, "We apologize. Yet again, we'll take the warning off." And then Facebook, all right, they've left this one on. But Facebook did it with a couple of them. And I just thought, oh my God, what's going on? It's not like there's an explicit photo or anything like that, but they've just been deleting them. Do you get
that? I know exactly what you're talking about. And we've got a third party here that's going to contribute to this conversation, I'm sure.
Didn't he?
I don't know. I don't know how much contributing I will actually really do.
Where's the beard?
You can be uplifting.
Where's the beard gone, Jason?
Oh, I can be uplifting.
Where's the beard?
Wendy?
Where's the beard?
Where's the beard? I shaved the beard off for something. I forget what it was at this point. But
2 weeks ago or something.
No, actually, I think it was back around Halloween is when I first did it.
He's always looking fabulous, though.
Nah.
When I get old and losing my hair,
are you going to come
many years from now?
Am I going to what?
You're going to come and join us tonight?
Oh, for Wicked Women?
Yeah.
What's the topic?
Oh, as if you don't know.
Boobs. The power of boobs.
It's called the power of breasts.
Oh, breasts.
Something about breasticles?
Yes.
The power of them. Why is there power to them?
You guys go straight to the gutter with it, and I'm trying to keep it above.
We're not the gutter.
How do you expect to not have it go to the gutter, Wendy? Come on. And don't try to fool anybody here. We know you, and we know your mind goes straight to the gutter.
That is true. That is true. But actually, the reason why we're doing this subject is because Val's mum just went through a mastectomy, and I went through something up at the Royal Marsden Cancer Hospital this week, and it just brought it home how us girls, we don't look after our boobs, we don't check them very often, and if something comes up, and we're
They don't
like,
have
oh my
guys like
God,
us around.
but there's a special way of checking as well, because I think I was checking all wrong, because she was like, oh no, you've got to check them like this and do this. And
A man who really loves his woman will learn
sure.
how to do that. Honey, it's time for your breast to be checked. Well, we just did that yesterday. That's okay. You never can be too safe.
I feel like Scotty's been working on this one for a while to come up with the proper
dude, it's a
dialogue.
Lifetime. It's a lifetime. It's not just a comedy. It's this lifestyle. So
not just a comedy, it's a lifestyle.
Yes, thanks for the memories, says Randall Flagg.
God,
yeah, men will do that for free, said Professor Bauer. Don't have to charge us nothing.
Lord.
Are you becoming a boob inspector, Scotty?
I wish. Mm-hmm. I'm a breast appreciator.
Could you imagine having that as a job every day? Women of different sizes coming along, and could you inspect this, sir? Could you just check this for me? You'd be like,
I'm an aficionado. So
I already get enough eyebrows raised as it is when I bring up various aspects of like women's style and clothing and things like that. So I'm not even going to go down that avenue.
What? I'll always go down that avenue. But I'm ching.
I'm just setting them up. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm here for, man.
You've taken the tone down, because Scotty and I were not going down that way at all, and then you've just taken it right down.
There it is.
True. It's true.
And
oh Lord.
See, I just, for me, it's the savoir-faire. It's the sexual appeal, the sensual appeal. Once you start getting older, it starts to wane, and it's not what it used to be. So it's like you can take JP and we could say the same thing, and a woman will swoon when JP says and goes, "Oh, I wish he was saying that to me." And then I say it, and they go, "Oh, that's cute. I think he needs more pudding, nurse." So there's a difference. It all depends on what stage of life you're in, and
besides, Scotty, I mean, how can you can't have your pudding until you've eaten your meat.
That's right.
How can you have any pudding if you haven't eaten your meat?
That's right. I must eat my meat before I get my pudding.
See, and who's lowering the tone now?
No. I'm raising the tone because that
are you, sir? Are you?
He's speaking health.
Are you?
The fact that you, as a Brit, didn't pick up on that song reference is.
I'm trying to very much keep the tone up here. Thank you very much.
Atrocious.
Thank you very much, Jason.
Yeah.
God.
Seriously. Grow your beard back. Just grow your beard back. Do us all a favor and grow your beard back.
Yeah.
Wanker.
The first time somebody did that to me in England, I was driving, and we were in heavy traffic, and the guy behind me was up on his dashboard doing this to me, and I'm like, "What the fuck? What am I not going fast enough? What do you need?" I didn't realize that he was flipping me off.
Up yours.
Like, what are you flipping me
like
off
that,
for?
isn't it? Like this.
We're bumper to bumper traffic. So I didn't know what he wanted.
They didn't do the other one though, where they from the hedge, right? They didn't do that one.
I didn't. I've got you. Your picture is narrower, so I didn't see what you were doing. This?
The dickhead one, yeah.
Oh no, not that I recall.
And then there's the handshake one, which
this is 30 years ago, so
I don't think much changed really over here.
No. So
no.
Though, one of the best instances ever of somebody doing that is Winston Churchill, right?
Yes.
Oh.
He didn't realize it was B for victory. He thought it was this. He didn't realize he needed to do this, and he did this, and it turned into a.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I think the Spice Girls, like Jerry, if you remember Jerry Halliwell when she did the Brits and she had the Union Jack dress, and actually it was a Gucci dress she was wearing, and then they got a tea towel with the Union Jack on and they stitched it to that Gucci dress. So she was iconic, and she was like on stage, you know, like doing this, you know, very much.
Salute.
You know, salute.
Wow.
Right. So
a Gucci dress.
With a
I could have
t-shirt, yeah.
I could have saved her, $5,000 or $6,000 and just made her one.
I'm sure.
Yeah, because Gucci.
Well, you're so good with your hands, aren't you, Jason?
I've been told this.
It's true. We know. We know the score.
There you go.
Isn't it weird, Scotty, to see him without a beard?
I
haven't
Scotty and I have known each other for a hot
remember
minute.
when he grew the beard? We were like, "Oh, you're growing a beard."
I haven't seen him without a beard for like a long. You've had the beard a long time, haven't you?
I had it for a hot minute.
Beards, facial hair will age you.
I like a man with a beard, though. I think yours suits you as well, Scotty. I think it's
well. If I shaved all mine off, I'd look several months younger.
Several months.
I just trimmed 6 months off my appearance.
I dropped at least a decade when I shaved. So
where are you going?
Yeah,
Jason?
you did.
So I am. You all are accompanying me on a antiquing journey, and I can't get down the.
Oh, right on.
Well,
we've got 8 minutes left, so.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
This place is located in an atrocious location.
Well, hopefully, Scotty, I'm gonna cross fingers that we might be able to do Tuesday or Thursday.
Yes, we might be able to do Tuesday or Thursday this week. I think Tuesday is open.
Really? You both are going to show up for Roberts and Roberts?
Well, it happens. It happens, but
it happens once in a while.
No, I'm not convinced. We heard the whole line from Scotty earlier this morning. I just get done from my day, and I'm just wiped. I'm just wiped.
Yeah, I told you they missed us, Scotty. They miss us.
It's not there. Gets a little quiet during the week.
Well, we will try very hard to. I tell you what, make a deal. We'll be here Tuesday or Thursday. How about that?
Yes, let's do that. And I knew as soon as I said we have 8 minutes left, that was a cue.
Somebody's got to straighten this weird conversation out because
look at this. We got the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse right now.
Yeah, there it is. I get the job, Pers.
I'm sorry, horse person. Horse person.
Horse person.
What? Collectively, the horse people of the apocalypse.
She does have knee-high riding boots, though.
I do.
I'm sure she does.
No, I have thigh length as well as knee length.
Thigh length riding boots.
Yeah, I do.
You
got it. If you're going to go riding, get your boots up.
How do you put those on? Do you do them
very
one
carefully
at a time, or do you reach down and grab?
Actually, she
at a time, Professor.
Super. She does a flip off of the counter, both feet into the boots at the same time. It's
that's right.
Yeah, it's
a gymnastic
it's a total,
thing.
Yeah, defies physics.
Yes.
Yeah. I've got a pair of knee-high leather boots that I used to wear at the Renaissance, and it's got to be 6 feet of shoelace.
Right.
And I've got big. It takes 20 minutes just to get one on.
I've got big pirate bucket boots that are where they call them bucket boots because they used to
shove a foot in
down and then back up. Mine go up over my kneecap, and I've got to use. I've got leather garters that I buckle on to hold them up. So.
So it's Scotty
scalloping at the top.
All this time, I figured it would have been the professor.
Yeah, it's his hair.
Well, I figured that's the other thing too is Since there seems to be follically challenged folks in the testosterone-based carbon unit field, I'm trying to bring some of that back.
I am follically challenged. So, will y'all still love me when I go bald, totally bald?
I just think you want a woman to come along and tug it, Prof. Just tug it.
What guy doesn't?
I gotta tell you,
I
gotta tell you, a good hair pull is a very stimulating experience, and I know why women enjoy it.
Absolutely. Totally.
Oh yeah, the last time I had that done, it was like, hey, wow, honey, that's all right.
What do they say? How do French women hold their liquor?
By the ears, of course.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you give them a little extra rope, boy, they can really get in there and drive that thing.
Now,
that
how
was
long are we going?
Speak
how
from
long are we
experience.
going, Prof?
I had
longer, or
what's that?
are you growing it much longer?
I'm letting it go until I decide it's time to cut it.
Wow.
I had a character.
5 years ago, I had a braid down the middle of my back, and before I moved to Colorado, my daughters would braid my
Willie
hair.
Nelson braid,
and they were like, Dad, this is kind of weird, and I said, yeah, isn't it cool?
Dad, cut your hair.
I had
they were totally into it. They have the same kind of hair. They've got these massive
got it here
mullets, and it's like, Dad, we know where we got our hair, and I said, that's why you're braiding it.
I had a character at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival that I'm going to show you this. He had a I've got to adjust it so I can load it up here.
It's so annoying about StreamYard. You can't just put the thing up.
I know it only allows certain types of files. So I have to save this as a PDF so I can bring it up for you.
My hair is actually longer, but I push it up so he doesn't look it. But my hair is actually
that's right, pushing it up.
I just curling it, love. That's what I'm doing.
Let's see. My character's name was Edmund Scroop, the Duke of Abergavenny, Wales, and I was a shoestring royal, was what I was, and so I created this little flag, and it was a motto. It was on a shield, a flag type of thing. Let's see. I'm here. I've just got to load it up for you.
Don't crash.
Slides, computer. Yeah, don't crash.
I'm not going to crash.
And if any of you knows Latin, you might be able to read this right off. Let's see.
See, now that looks so much more mysterious, Prof. It looks so much more mysterious in the dark with just the light on behind you.
But you got either your curtain on this side it would be your right.
Yeah.
The curtain showing the wall behind it, or
that's my door.
There it is. Here you go. Here's this was Edmund Scroop, the Duke of Abergavenny, Wales, thrice a bastard, thrice a cousin, thrice removed by.
How are you thrice a bastard?
I don't know. It was a good. It was funny. That's why I did it.
Okay.
Thrice removed by marriage.
I'm just trying to understand how the mechanics of that one works, because
yes, you'd have to figure that one out. It was just done for comedy. And then my Latin phrase, you see, I've got the royal lion with the slash through it, and it was "Commodo amito mus aritia ego teneo quis ego sum effectus."
And
you know what that means in Latin? Anybody know their Latin? That pretty much means.
Basically, that translates into non compos mentis.
No, no, that's still Latin. It translates into English as "Let go of my ears. I know what I'm doing."
Oh my God!
So there you go. So take that one to the bank.
I'm sure somebody already has.
This is.
I'm sure.
Well, Wendy, I'm sure that on your show today that you guys will be covering some of the latest expressions, the extreme emotional expressions of the estrogen-based carbon units that are all out there, really putting out some interesting content on all kinds of platforms, talking about not only their feelings but also expressing their desires that, you testosterone-based dudes are not going to get any for a while. This whole 4B thing, it's like, ladies,
I'm
do you
sorry,
realize,
Professor.
do you realize,
I gotta stop you there. I gotta stop you there.
Oh, here we go.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, in terms of the entirety of the sexually active female population of the United States,
which is dwindling.
That's a swath, but
which is dwindling.
That 4B thing is this much.
Oh, totally agree.
This much.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a 0.00007.
The whole ideology. The whole ideology on the left and these idiots.
Don't give them any kind of leg to stand on by bringing them up.
No, you're not listening to my point. That is an expression.
You're right. I'm not.
That is an expression of the ideology that just got a cosmic bitch slap and has been told that it is now not a majority, which it thought it was. It's actually a minority. And the reason it thought it was a majority is because it was a small few that were the noisiest and the loudest. So to exactly your point, this 4B thing is a tiny
who gets the press and who doesn't.
But it's a tiny microcosm of what's really going on out there. But it is still a part of the curated narrative that is put in place to control.
That's right. That's right. And I hate to say it, but on that note, I've got to wrap this show. I've got other things to do. We're past our time on this slot. So, everybody, thank you for joining me. Professor, I'm going to let you go first because you were in last.
Oh, well, that's what it is.
We will try to have a talk this week on the show, which we were going to try to do last week, but I didn't do a show at all last week.
Well, just remember, Scotty, that our motto is our customers always come first.
That's right. Amen to that.
Good policy to have.
You guys have a good one.
Works out well.
All right. And JP, you were here first, so you get to stay the longest. Wendy.
I was first.
You were first.
I was first today.
Yes, that's right. She was here first. She was in before I was.
You were. That's right. That's right. So JP, I love you fighting for the final position.
Darling, I'm sorry. I've known you longer than him. I've known you longer.
That's right, Wendy. You did come first. So, all right. Jason, good to see you, brother.
Good seeing you guys.
And I will see you sometime this week, I am sure.
More than likely.
Have a good Sunday. Have fun antiquing.
I will. I've just arrived to the Green Shack.
Oh, wait. Have fun antiquing. Bye.
Bye. Later.
No, John Ward and I, when he was over here, we used to go antiquing, and we'd both be dressed in a fedora and he had a cravat. And
when you've got a mid-century house, you can't not find mid-century furniture to put in it or accessories or things like that. It's gotta look the part, especially when you're a mid-century kind of dude.
I love antiquing. So I leave you with that. See you later, brother. Wendy.
And it was just us.
You were the first to come. You're going to be the first to leave.
How could you? How could you?
I couldn't remember who got in here first.
Goodness me, man. I was here first.
That's right. You were. I remember now. Well, tell people once again where they can find your show today.
Okay. So it's going to be 10 o'clock UK time. I forget this right. 3 o'clock Mountain. I can't get this right. 4 o'clock Central, 5 Eastern. Is that right?
Let's see. It'd be 4 o'clock Central, 5 Eastern.
There you go. I always ran the two.
2 o'clock California West Coast time.
You can find us on YouTube under Wicked Women 888 and The Dark Huntress. And we're talking
888, did you say?
Wicked Women 888.
Yep, Wicked Women 888 888. That's how you find her on YouTube.
And The Dark Huntress as well, because it comes live from there as well. And we'll also be on Facebook Live through my page, not Val's or Carly's, but mine. And come on and join us. We're a friendly crew.
And just remember, if you join via the Facebook page,
we can't tell.
You won't see all the chat, and the chat won't see you. So if you want to join the chat and participate, go to the YouTube channel.
Thank you, Susie. Yes, and we're talking about the power of breasts. Whilst you men got your head out of the gutters, it does have a fun, but it also has a serious side to it as well. So
yes,
we'd like to see all of you there, even if you pop in and just say hi. Carly, if she's there, if not, it's definitely going to be me and Val, and we'll see you there tonight.
All right, and breasts are serious things, folks.
Tuesday and Thursday will be
yes. Robertson. We're shooting for Tuesday, folks.
And listen, if we don't do it Tuesday, 100% we'll do it Thursday, because we have to come back, because you know what? It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yes. Or we'll pre-record.
Well, we need
whatever we have
something.
to do.
We need to do something, because you know what, Scotty, you're getting incredibly busy, and I miss you.
I miss you too. And I'm just weirdly busy at times. So, and it always seems to be Tuesdays. It's like Tuesdays are the busiest days of the week. It seems. Yeah. So it's just weird. It's every Tuesday there's something. It's like, oh, I gotta go to this doctor appointment. Oh, I gotta do that. I gotta take a kid somewhere. You
could change it, but you do a show. Well, you do a show Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's really hard to change it for one of those, because obviously that's 2 a day.
We could. Let's see how this week goes so far. Day after tomorrow.
I'm crossing everything.
And please do. All right, darling. I love you. I'll see you later. And hopefully we will, I'll get into your show today. So, all right.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm lingering. Bye.
You just want more kisses, isn't it? That's
it.
Catch it.
Thank you. Oh. See you later. All right, everybody. That's it. That's all we got for today. And it is now, and my phone's ringing again. So they'll leave a message if it's important. My kids will always say, aren't you going to get that? I go, if it's important, they'll leave a message. That's usually when, Dad, I was cooking yesterday, and my phone was down here in the studio ringing, and she's sitting on the sofa, the kid, Dad, your phone's ringing. And I'm like, it's okay. If it's important, they'll leave a message. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. We are going to shoot for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday this week to get back on schedule with Intrepid Radio, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. And Tuesday with Wendy at 4 p.m. Central for our Robertson show. So everybody, you have a good time the rest of your day today. It's Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday and live long and prosper.